What is going on, college basketball fans? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a preview and prediction for the two Champions Classic games tomorrow night. I'm going to give you guys my winner predictions and my score predictions and just kind of preview the rosters, what I think is going to happen in these games. I'm ready to get right into it. I just want to say subscribe if you guys are new. We do a ton of college basketball content here on the channel, and we're super close to 2,000, so hit that sub button. Helps me out a lot. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy, and comment down your predictions for the Champions Classic games tomorrow. I love seeing y'all's comments. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so our first game in Indianapolis is at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and we got Michigan State versus Kentucky. And the big question mark in this game is, will Oscar Tshiebwe play? Obviously is one of the best players, if not the best player in the country. So his presence is definitely a huge factor in this game. As of now, the last I've seen was like 2 days ago. He was listed as day-to-day. So not sure if he's going to play in this game. He has not played yet this season. Michigan State, they just got done facing Gonzaga and San Diego on a carrier ship, Navy ship. It was awesome to see. Actually played in a very close game against Gonzaga. I thought for majority of that game that they were going to hang on and be able to win that game. Gonzaga came back, was able to close it out. I think this is going to be a little bit of a lower scoring game, not super low scoring game. They're both in the upper 60s, but I think Kentucky definitely gets off to a slow start, especially if they don't have Oscar Tshiebwe, and as of now, he's not confirmed to play, so I have to assume that no Oscar Tshiebwe is going to be in this game. So that leaves Michigan State. I think a big matchup in this game will be Jacob Toppin, the freshman, versus Joey Hauser on Michigan State. I think that matchup is going to be key. Who wins that matchup? Who is I think Joey Hauser is a great player. Jacob Toppin, obviously a freshman. This is going to be his first big game. Kentucky hasn't played anyone great yet this season. That's going to be a key matchup. Also, Tyson Walker, he needs to have a big game, and Malik Hall for Michigan State. If those three can have a big game, I think Michigan State could even possibly win this game. They need Malik Hall to step up. Against Gonzaga, he was starting to get some buckets. I think they need him to shoot the ball more and take more shots. He is the senior on this team. They need Malik Hall to step up and be that guy who's going to score. They need either him, Joey Hauser, or Tyson Walker to step up and be that guy who's going to average above 15 points a game throughout the season. And they're definitely going to need it in this game. I predict Kentucky to win 69-67. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what a lot of people might think, and I think Kentucky might struggle a little bit offensively at the start, but kind of pick it up at the end. Similar to kind of how Gonzaga played against Michigan State. They kind of struggled in the first half offensively, but then in the second half they kind of picked it up and came back. I could see a similar story going on here with this Kentucky team. Another thing to mention is I think Kentucky has a deeper bench. So when their bench comes out, I definitely could see them, taking control of this game with Wheeler coming off of the bench now, with Wallace and, to my surprise, CJ Frederick starting, the senior, who's played pretty well in their first few games. But Wheeler coming off the bench, and also Antonio Reeves. Those two guys are great scoring to have off of your bench, and I really think that Michigan State, they don't have that as deep as a bench, and that could be a key factor in this game as well. So I have Kentucky winning 69-67. Of course, this is assuming Oscar Tshiebwe does not play, because at this point he is still listed as day-to-day. So let's get into Kansas versus Duke, our next matchup in the Champions Classic. All right, so our second Champions Classic game, this one starts at about 9:30. We got Duke versus Kansas, and this one also has some question marks with the injuries, but I think I kind of know who is going to play. It's just how many minutes they are going to be playing, and that revolves around the freshman and top prospect Derek Lively II, and I think he's going to play. Of course, he played in their last game. He didn't play in their first game. But he came off the bench. He didn't get too much minutes. Does he start in this game? Does he come off the bench? How many minutes is he going to get? That is the real question. He is going to play. Also, another top freshman, Derek Whitehead, the guard, still yet to play this season. Expected to come back soon. How soon, I'm not sure. I don't expect him to play in this game, though. So, Duke, they're going to have Jeremy Roach out there. They're going to have Tyrese Proctor as their other starting guard without Whitehead. Flipowski, the other star freshman, has been really good for Duke so far this season. I think Duke is really going to miss Derek Lively in this game. They didn't need him against their first two opponents, but I think in this game they will need him because that would be a key piece, because I don't think Kansas has a big that could really guard Derek Lively that well, and I think Flipowski has a big game in this one as well. On Kansas' side, Jalen Wilson is what I expected. He came out and he is the guy for Kansas, as a lot of people expected. As I predicted him as an All-American. He went out there and scored about 20 each of their first few games. Grady Dick, another star freshman, this one for Kansas. He has been pretty spectacular. In the one game, he had over 20 points and shooting almost like 75% from the field. I mean, he was very efficient. He looks to be very good as well. They also got guys like Daquan Harris coming back from that championship team last year. So he is more of a veteran presence there. And they also have MJ Rice off of the bench and Bobby Pettiford off the bench, who I think they have a deeper bench than Duke does, which, again, like I picked Kentucky, I think that is a huge factor in these games. Kansas also has Kevin McCallicker, the transfer from Texas Tech, who has been getting a lot of minutes, has been getting starter minutes for Kansas. And McCallicker and Daquan Harris, they haven't really got it going yet. I think they might get it going a little bit in this game, but they're definitely going to need Jalen Wilson to put up 20, and I think he will. And Kansas, I have them winning a little bit of a higher scoring game than the first one, 75-72, in a pretty close one. I definitely think that Kyle Flipowski, the freshman, has a big game for Duke. He is a 7-footer. He can shoot. That's going to cause some problems there for Kansas, I think, a little bit. And they're going to need Jeremy Roach to step up, be that leader that he is. He can get his own bucket as well. So, yeah, I have Kansas winning 75-72 in the second game of the Champions Classic. And coming up on the channel, we got a lot of good college basketball content. We're going to have our updated basketball power rankings here in a week or two. We are going to have predictions for these invitational tournaments like the Bobby Knight tournament, all that coming out very soon. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm out.